Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. It's me, the Junk Man, back with you with some news from the toy world. I thought I'd start doing these little smaller videos where I give you more in depth on toy news, vintage toy news, and movie news. Mostly Star Wars, but we'll expand out from there. Now I know what you're saying. You're saying, hey, you already do on Fridays the news, but that's where I just give you the headlines and a little joke about it. But this is where I give you more of an in-depth, my thoughts on the current news events. Now here's something I saw online, but I hadn't seen really many people talking to. 3 people will be inducted into the Toy Hall of Fame. Out of these 3 people, one of them I'm sure you know of. One of them was related to the Kenner vintage era, and another one was a current CEO. So let's take a look at this website right here and see who's being inducted into the Hall of Fame. First up, the name you all know, Stan Lee. Stan Lee, the former chairman of Marvel Comics, was a creative force in the toy industry. His impact on the action figure market was unparalleled. Stan Lee co-created Spider-Man, the Hulk, the Fantastic Four, Iron Man, X-Men, and many other characters, along with other several artists. And I think we all know Stan Lee, so there's not really much here I can tell you about Stan Lee. The second person inducted into the Hall of Fame you might not know. He's the CEO of Hasbro, and his name is Brian Goldner. He's been with Hasbro since 2008. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I have a lot of problems with Hasbro. I mostly know Hasbro for their Star Wars stuff. How their other lines do, I can't really say. And I also know Hasbro gets a lot of flack. People saying they're not shipping enough out or something like that. But it really falls on the stores. If they're ordering Wave 1 and it's not selling, they're not going to order Wave 2. I've seen a lot of people blame Hasbro's distributing for this, but it's not really Hasbro's fault. Again, if stores got tons of Wave 1, they're not going to order Wave 2. And a lot of times you think, well, okay, Wave 1 sold, but they added more Wave 1. Why don't they have Wave 2? That's because Walmart might sell them off the shelf, but they still got tons of them in the warehouse. Hasbro doesn't always ship straight to Walmart. It goes to Bentonville, sits in a Walmart warehouse, and then it's distributed to Walmarts from Bentonville. So when you go to a store and you can't find that new wave of figures, it's not Hasbro's fault. And there is some blame of why Star Wars toys aren't selling to lay at Hasbro's feet, but distributing them isn't one of them. But anyway, Brian Goldner has been with Hasbro since 2008. Since then, he's helped produce movies with the Hasbro theme, including the Transformers and My Little Pony. Now, I'll be honest, I don't really know the guy, but if he's only been the CEO since 2008, seems a little early to be given the Hall of Fame. I mean, if you look at Stan Lee, it's been around for years, and the next guy we're going to talk about too, really in the vintage era, 2008 seems a little new to be in this Hall of Fame, but maybe he did a lot before joining Hasbro that it's not telling me here. But let's talk about this next guy, Joe Mendelsohn, who sadly passed away last year, 2017. You might not know his name. Actually, if you watch my video, The History of Action Figures Part 1, you will see his face in there talking about Star Wars. Joe joined Kenner Productions in 1956 and led the company as president of Kenner from 1978 to 1985. That's the golden era of vintage Star Wars figures right there. 1978 when they first hit stores to 1985 when they left stores. So he was the president during the vintage Star Wars era. It says here he was president during a period of dramatic growth at Kenner. And again, this was the Star Wars era. Kenner sales in 1978 shot up 40% just because of Star Wars toys that year. In fact, not just Kenner, but the whole toy market changed. Again, if you want to hear more about that, check out my video, The History of Action Figures Part 1. And with Part 2 coming up, hopefully if I get enough views on Part 1, Part 2, you'll be able to see the boom of the 80s when, because of Kenner's success in the late 70s, the whole toy market of the 80s changed, at least when it came to action figures. The 2019 ceremony will take place at the 19th Annual Toy of the Year Award held on February the 15th. I'd love to see what else we learn from there, maybe what toys are getting into the Hall of Fame that year. Again, a little short video where I kind of wanted to go more in depth with some of the news of the week instead of just giving you a headline and some kind of stupid, corny joke. Hope you like this. Let me know in the thumbs up if you want more of these. Again, my plan is to talk more about vintage news that might not be on YouTube because you don't see a lot of vintage news out there. So when I find vintage news, I hope to do a video and talk about it. New toy news also, and Star Wars and movie news also. So if you like these, click the thumbs up. Leave in the comments below too. You'd like to see more of these. Just something I had in my mind. I kind of like to make this I don't like to have one theme for this page. I know we talk about vintage Star Wars toys, but we talk about all kind of vintage toys. I talk about Star Wars and all kinds of movies. Kind of whatever's on my mind. I don't want you to see, Star Wars junk and think, oh, this guy's only talking about Star Wars. Because we like to talk about a lot of things. But I want to thank you for watching. Again, support this channel. Head over to Patreon. Links in the description below. Or head over to StarWarsJunk.net and buy some cool t-shirts. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.